2, 1. As I live and breathe, welcome to the ChimiComicsCast, Wyatt.
If you weren't awake before, you are now.
I'm your host, Tanner Kirby, alongside Mr. ChimiComics himself, Riley Davis.
What's up, guys?
Woo!
I'm responding
He
this
remembered
time.
to speak.
And to my right, the man who's never wrong, Wyatt Smith.
I'm just happy to be here.
Oh, yes. Now, most of you know we are huge comic book nerds, so each and every month we come together and talk about all the nerdy stuff you care about. Comics, movies, TV, video games,
Books.
everything under the sun.
Books.
Books
Yeah.
with
Read some
Wyatt.
books.
Novels
with Wyatt.
with Wyatt.
Just call me the novel.
So,
Duck.
true
Did you read those
believers,
this month?
Yeah,
Oh, did you?
at camp.
Cool.
how do we begin
Sorry.
every podcast? We begin it by talking about what we've been reading this month.
Go ahead, Wyatt. Let's talk about
Okay,
this Halo
let's
stuff.
start about 2 Halo books I've got. This copy is very old and
It has
very,
no cover.
Yeah, it's been through a lot, but this is probably my favorite novel ever.
He found it in a dumpster.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Did you?
No.
No.
Okay. I was like, I believe you.
Okay. This is
looks
Halo.
like it.
Yeah, I
That
can't.
looks like toilet paper book.
Here
You
we
just
go.
rip off a few pages, wipe your
Tanner's,
ass.
Tanner's gonna rip on my novels here.
Looks like he dried himself off right here.
I don't have to rip on your novels. It's already ripped.
What is the title?
Halo: The Fall of Reach.
The Fall of Reach. You gotta bend it back here and you can see
Yeah.
it.
Here, I'm bringing up the actual title. And that's Halo Evolutions, Tales of the Halo Universe. It's a collection of short stories and poems. It's by many different writers.
And I think these are both $7.99, so
Yeah.
pretty cheap if you want to check them out.
If you want this one, this came out like a couple weeks before Halo 1 did.
Oh, wow.
So, and Eric Nyland had a couple weeks to write it. So he had to pretty much create the entire Halo universe in a
know
little
that.
bit. Yeah,
God.
Okay,
So,
finally
tell me,
loaded.
Wyatt,
Here's the cover.
have they expanded on the 1776 Angel storyline, the historical Halo, if you will?
No.
Have they expanded on that?
No, because
No
that's
one's bought the rights
that
yet.
doesn't exist.
No
only
one's
in
bought
your
the rights
mind.
yet?
He's referencing to when I first brought a Halo book on, and he was like saying, when I brought those Halo
The art-
Mythos, the art books, and he was like, as you can see, in 1776, George Washington donned his space armor and all that bull crap.
I thought he
The
was making some
Halo
reference
are
to something
angels.
real.
The Halo are angels, Riley.
Thank you, Tanner.
Yeah. So this is the
Here to help,
first.
man.
So this is the first book in the Halo series. Laid out pretty much all of the lore. Not all of it, but I mean the groundwork for it all. Eric Nyland did a great job. I love his writing style. He does action really well. Like combat is a great thing he does. Chapters are short, it reads fast, and it has one. This is my favorite novel.
So what happens in it?
Alright, well, it starts with a little prologue with Chief and the Spartans in the middle of a battle during the Human Covenant War. Then it transitions away from that, flashbacks to before we even knew the Covenant existed, and you've got Dr. Halsey and recently graduated Lieutenant Keyes, who is Captain Keyes from the first game. They're going around the colonies inspecting children who show the right genes and they're properly accepted.
Keys.
Yeah, Captain Keyes. They show the proper skills to be accepted in the Halsey Spartan program.
Right.
And she chooses Keyes to accompany with her because she has to have at least one UNSC officer with her for her to have the ship, and because he can apparently keep a secret. And you can find out why in the book, why
Okay.
he can keep a secret.
So, like, does this have anything to do with, like, the Halo Reach game story?
There's some stuff in the end and edits to make this correspond with
Okay.
the Reach game, because the Reach game did not follow this at all, because the Battle of Reach in this happened over the course of a couple of hours. In the Reach game, it's like a month or two. So
Gotcha.
they edited some storylines and did some retcons to make this fit, since this was the groundwork for everything. I would be pretty pissed off at Bungie if they said this isn't canon, because I love this.
You know what that sounds like?
Star Wars.
Sounds pretty comic booky to me.
It does.
Now
yeah.
tell me, Wyatt, do they do similar stuff with Destiny?
I don't know if there are any Destiny novels out there.
I was
but,
just curious.
There possibly could be.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, just to flesh out the worlds and stuff. I'm just asking because I know Bungie makes both series, so I was just wondering if they fleshed out the background of those games any. I assume they have.
There's an anthology. There's a graphic novel. There's a novel called Edge of. Well, no, that's something different, I think. But there's Destiny Comics, so you can look into that if you want to. Yeah.
Who publishes that?
I think Tor is what it said. Tor Books.
Who the hell's Tor?
I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
Look. Destiny Comic Collection.
Anyways, while we're talking about that,
Yeah.
Halo Evolutions, Wyatt, what's it about?
Halo Evolutions is a collection, and it doesn't really tell me.
Nah, don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
don't worry about it.
I was just curious.
Okay, you want to see?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Halo Evolutions is a collection of short stories and several poems that take place in the Halo universe, and it's by several writers. We have listings: Frank O'Connor, Jonathan Goff, Levi Hofsteiner, Eric Rabb, Frank O'Connor again, Tobias S. Buckle, and Jonathan Goff again, and Eric Nyland, who is my favorite writer of Halo. And if he would still do it, I would gladly give him the reins of the series.
I recognize his name. Has he done anything else?
He's done some. Hold on, am I being here?
Did you say his name was Gonzo?
No.
Eric Nyland.
Yeah.
Where did I hear Gonzo?
I don't know.
You got me.
Thought I heard Eric Gonzo.
He's wrote 2 more books in the Halo series. He wrote my favorite short story, which is The Impossible Life, Impossible Death of Preston J. Cole, who in Halo lore, was the biggest hero of humanity during the war. Like, he led their fleets. He was the only one who could really gain victories against the Covenant in space.
Yeah.
And that story is just pretty much all naval combat, and that's one of my favorite things in sci-fi.
My guess here. J. Cole. Well, that was his name, right?
Yeah.
J. Cole.
Preston J. Cole.
There's some ships blowing up. J. Cole whips out. Don't save her.
No.
She don't want to be saved. Don't
That's
save
not
them.
what
Can I
happened.
interrupt you for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
So apparently that
don't
comic
wanna be
is
saved.
being published by Bungie,
Oh.
and it's not out yet. You can pre-order it, and it's only $20.
Destiny?
It's a nice hardcover.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
So if you're into that,
I'm not.
okay.
I
You're
was just
asking.
curious.
Okay.
it looks worth giving it a
I
shot.
played Destiny 2 and I
I mean,
played Destiny 1. They're
the-
both fun games.
The art looks good too. I mean, he's done some Marvel work too. Whoever it is.
I can
that
recognize
looks
that
good.
from some Marvel stuff.
Looks classy.
Yeah.
But yes, J. Cole. He didn't want to save him.
No,
he
that's
didn't.
not how it is.
No role models to speak of.
But yeah, Nyland, his writing, he does a lot of research into physics and stuff when he writes sci-fi.
That's cool.
So when he does the space combat scenes, he adds a lot of that in, like inertia and whatnot. Like, my favorite part of this book is the Battle of Sigma Octantis 4, which has he's a commander then at this time. Commander Keyes is outnumbered and outgunned. So what he does, a part of his plan...
Godspeed, Commander Keyes.
Yeah, he's outnumbered by 4 Covenant ships. They're all superior to him. He's outmaneuvered, outgunned, and he thinks, oh yeah, they're weapons. I do have a plan. So when they fire their weapons, they start tracking him. He dodges it, leads it into a collision course with the Covenant destroyer. He fires a nuke in seemingly the opposite direction, and he, at the last minute, does a course correction, grazes the Covenant destroyer. The plasma trailing him impacts the destroyer, taking out its shields. He fires missiles aft, destroying the destroyer, does into an orbit, comes around facing 2 Covenant frigates, and the nuke he launched, its burn wasn't able to overcome its own inertia. So the Covenant were focused solely on him and didn't keep track of it. So it floated until it got in range of those ships. So when he sent the radio code, it detonated, took out their shields, and he was able to kill both of those ships with a single railgun shot each.
Boom.
Yeah. So I just love that stuff. Like, if any of our listeners know of any of the sci-fi stuff that has a lot of space combat in it, like that's realistic.
You ever watch Star
comment.
Trek?
Star Trek is not realistic. What are you
No,
talking
but I
about?
think space combat.
Yeah. The movies, the newer movies.
Have you watched Star Trek Discovery? I recommend it. I think you
recommend
would
it?
like it.
I probably would. I probably need to watch it. What is it on?
Pretty good.
What's it on?
It's on that CBS All Access or whatever.
Oof.
I've got that for Twilight Zone.
Another streaming service.
Tanner is the king of all streaming services.
I get emails where they're like, "Here, watch this for free," and I'm like, "Sure, I'll take you up
I'll try
on
it.
that. You'll never get my money, but I'll take you up on whatever
Wish I
free
got
stuff
those
you
type
give
of
me."
emails.
So I got that for a month. So I'm binge watching Twilight Zone right now.
So yeah, this also has several short stories in the back because this is the 2010 re-release edition. It has parts that tie into the Halo Legends animated stuff.
I saw some like case files or whatever.
Yeah, this one right here, it's
A black book.
No.
A black case file.
I love how it's written. Like, this one is a recording of a interrogation of a captured
yeah,
Covenant
that's cool.
elite, and like, this is cool. He says, hold on, let me find this part. Subject 386 is restrained and Lieutenant Barkley has a weapon drawn on the subject. Lieutenant, can you verify that for the record? The weapon is drawn and ready to fire. Just verifying that. And then the alien that they're talking to, he says, Cole says, "Can you hear me? Let the record show that Subject 386 has made eye contact with the Admiral. You understand what I'm saying? Unintelligible." So, like, he's speaking in a different language and they don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you can hear me and understand me, what am I saying? Nod your head.
Sorry.
Subject 386 has nodded its head. So, yeah.
So are there other volumes of this? It says
Yeah,
volume
there is
one.
another volume with some other stories. I don't have it yet.
So
And
there's just two?
there's another book that recently released that also had short stories.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Fun fact: Doctor Who had those like same type of little short story stuff. I read the Matt Smith one. It was really good. It was the when he was on Christmas all those years where he was stuck on Trinzalore or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about like how he grew old and stuff and all the enemies he had to fight and stuff. It was cool. Apparently he lost his leg.
This one story is really cool. It's two regular UNSC soldiers who
Mhm.
work in like motor pools, and the other one's a.
That looks like an AIM
yeah.
chatbot.
That's pretty much the Office of Naval Intelligence.
Speaking
is
of
monitored.
which,
Can
we
I
should
talk?
play Amy's Is Away. Amy, is it Amy Is Away?
It's the one where
Emily
you have
is
to talk to
away.
Emily's where you have to talk to a girl.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I played the first one.
Okay.
I want to play the second one. We should all play it together.
Okay, so anyway, this story here is about just two regular soldiers. One works in a motor pool. The other is like ground crew for Falcons, which is a UNSC vehicle from Halo Reach. And they're talking about the state of the war and how most of the stuff isn't moving out anymore. It's like being stockpiled at their bases, which are supposed to be behind the lines. So they're theorizing that we're getting so beat that the front lines are now the home front, pretty much. And Oni's trying to tamper that down because they don't want morale to get any worse than it already is. So this whole conversation is them talking about that and seeing Spartans. Like, one of them thinks he saw Spartans, and he's like, "Why have Spartans on garrison duty if and the Spartans are noble team?" Because this all came in after that and like ties into Halo Reach.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, they're two good books.
Have you seen any gameplay from Halo Reach,
Like on PC.
Tanner?
I played Halo Reach.
You did?
Yeah.
So Noble Team is that team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they have the remember winter contingency. Those orders are in here.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's Halo: The Fall of Reach. Has a lot of naval combat in it. Has the Spartans, the original, Master Chief, Kelly, Fred, Linda, Sam, Rip Sam. So yeah, that's what I've read.
Did you read anything?
I still love the fact that Wyatt says RIP instead of RIP.
Right.
RIP.
That threw me.
It did me too. Now I want you to go first.
Oh, you've actually read something?
No, I just want him to go first.
But why?
So when we go into the Spider-Man stuff, it flows.
Fair enough.
Go ahead. Tell us
Well-
more about your Immortal Hulk.
I, first of all, wanted to share with you, I got the Batman of Zurinar
Ooh, of course you did.
and a little pop figure. Their Dorbs line.
of Surinor.
Oh, so that's like an off-brand of Pops?
No, it's Pops.
I
It's
mean,
made
I
by
mean,
them.
that's what I mean. But I mean, like it's a brand of them.
Right. It's a Funko Dorb.
That's cool.
But I like it better than the black eyes anyway.
Yeah.
So, and if you try to find the Funko Pop of this, it's like $100.
Jesus.
And I saw this and I was like, well, that's cool.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. I've never had the desire for Funko Pops.
Me neither, but I saw
a-
this and I was like, I kind of have to. He's my favorite. He's
You
my favorite
do-
Batman.
You love the Batman of Zero.
I really do. But yeah, before I get into what I read, I promised you guys a surprise,
Oh,
and
goodness.
I finally got all three of you together. So
All three of us? Is
All
the
three of
surprise
us.
that there's another member
yes,
joining?
here he comes.
He's been hiding back there the entire
The both of you is what I meant to say.
It's Robert Downey Jr.
So you know that back in March this book came out, but I couldn't get it. They didn't ship it to me until May because they had to send it off to get graded and all that stuff. You know, it takes a couple months to get a comic graded.
You got comics graded.
I did get comics graded. Well, they graded them. I bought them graded, so they did it. But I got
Impressive.
all three of us
Invincible.
Batman Detective Comics number 1000
Graded.
graded in a 9.8,
That's
and it's
crazy.
by Dan Jurgens. And it's a full
Is this-
splash cover.
I was about to say, is this a variant cover? Or
It
is
is
this
it is a variant cover.
That's awesome. Ha. That's really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's got a bunch of different Batman and Robin on it. I'll show you guys.
That's really cool.
That's very cool.
There's the Dynamic Forces variant. Yeah, so it's like an exclusive cover drawn by Dan Jurgens, who used to draw Superman. And he wrote Superman, I think, back in the day. So
I like all these different variations
Yeah,
of Batman.
yeah,
on here.
me too.
Brave and the Bold is there.
And the Dark Knight Returns.
Mm-hmm.
Batman is there.
I dig it. Thank
Robin
you,
still
Ralph.
has the short pants.
You are welcome.
That's awesome.
I was happy
That
they
is
came
really cool.
back in a 9.8. That was good.
Yeah, we all got 3 9.8s.
Yep.
It's awesome.
I'm never gonna get this out of the case because if I do, I know.
You can't take it out of the case.
Yeah, you can't
Well, unless you broke the case.
unless you broke the case, and I could do that.
Yeah. Why would you want to do
I
that?
wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't
Why
read
just
it.
grab the hammer?
Thanks, Riley.
It's just like SpongeBob. We have technology.
So I got those.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
All right. And what I read was a little bit light this month because we had the Final Crisis omnibus. So that took a lot of my reading. But I've got The Immortal Hulk, Volume 3. It's called Hulk in Hell. And this collects issues
in
11 through 15.
Sounds badass.
So Volume 2 left off with them opening a door to hell. And like it was called the Green Door, and it's all tied to gamma radiation, all that stuff. You know.
Is Hulk gonna turn into Doom guy?
No, he's not.
Aw.
It's a really serious comic. Like it has flashbacks to his dad. And
Oh
his-
no, it ain't
his
like
dad.
the Ang Lee movie, is it?
The what?
The Ang Lee movie? Where his dad abused him and stuff?
Yeah, it is.
Oh
Like that.
lord, no.
Darn.
It wasn't like physical abuse. It was more like you're a piece of crap.
Emotional abuse.
Yeah.
But he came in drunk and like, your mother used to love me before you came along,
Ooh.
type stuff. Like that's really rough. And this
What
is
a nice dad.
he like throws his whiskey glass at his toys, and Bruce picks it up like he's cleaning up the mess, and then he takes it and smashes the toys with it. So that's you have him saying "smash" for the first time. Yeah, so that part was pretty intense. It's like really, he makes callbacks to like ancient religions, like you know their good and evil, their concept of good and evil, and he
I like
also
the art.
Yeah, the art's really good. It's by Joe Bennett. He makes references to the Bible, like there's actual verses in here, and just different things like that, and how, like, he talks about the concept of hell and how it's like, he says in his writing that hell is not necessarily a place, but it's just the absence of God, which means it could be anything. You
Yeah.
know? So I just thought it was really deep for a Hulk comic. It's not just punch him up. Doc Samson is in this book. He's a Hulk character, and so is Rick Jones. He was
Is
the
he
Red
based
Hulk.
off
I'm
biblical
honestly
Samson?
very surprised they never brought Doc Samson into any of the movies.
Is he
right?
based off like the biblical Samson?
No.
Because he's got the
No.
long hair.
I don't think so.
Maybe
I
in this
honestly
maybe
don't-
in this book he is.
I don't know
That's
anything
why he's
about Doc
drawn.
Samson. So.
I just remember him from the Hulk cartoon.
But and apparently, did you know that Betty, his wife, was the Red She-Hulk? Because I didn't know that.
I did not know that, but that makes
Apparently
sense since
she
her
was
dad is.
at one point. Yeah, and he died.
That makes sense,
He
yeah.
died in here. They had his funeral. But like apparently she was a Hulk, and Doc Samson is affected by gamma radiation,
Yeah.
and so was Rick Jones. He was the Red Hulk. But they're all trying to figure out
I thought-
why
General Ross was Red Hulk.
he was.
Oh, but now that guy's Red Hulk.
He was at one point. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like the Jeff Loeb stuff.
Yeah.
Like back in the early 2000s, I think. They're trying to figure out why they can't die.
Right.
Like they just none of them die. Like Betty got shot in the head, but
As she
because
did.
it was at night, she survived.
Yeah.
You know, because their whole comes out at the night. But it ends off on another cliffhanger.
As the Hulk does.
I like how it's written. Every 5 issues, there's a cliffhanger.
It makes you want to read more.
Yeah, it does. I'm looking forward to Volume 4. Rick Jones died in this book, and now his grave is empty. So
Is he a Hulk now?
they were just mourning him, and now he's alive.
And the cover is emaciated Hulk crawling out of a grave. So
So apparently Rick Jones is probably going to be the Red Hulk at some point soon.
That's cool.
So yeah, Hulk in Hell. I'm really liking this run.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
everything
cool
you've
stuff.
told me sounds really good, especially for a Hulk comic.
This run to me feels like one that's going to get an omnibus when
Oh,
it's
yeah.
over.
Oh yeah, I guarantee.
They've
it will.
already announced a oversized hardcover of it.
Yeah.
Like the first 10 issues, I think.
Yep.
So it's
Wasn't
on the
that
right track.
Wasn't that selling better than Batman?
Immortal Hulk?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might have it 1 week maybe.
I don't remember exactly. I just
think-
remembered I read somewhere that it was outselling Batman.
I think 1 week they had like a variant cover,
Mhm.
and speculators were like, "Oh, there's a new
variant
character.
covers.
There's a new character appearing in this one." So that's why they bought it up. But
Gotcha.
on a normal month, it doesn't sell that much.
Gotcha. Okay.
It is selling well enough,
Yeah.
like especially for a Hulk book.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with it.
Now you have Nail.
And I have the entire series of Nailbiter by Joshua Williamson and Mike Henderson. And I got 1 and 2 for like 14 a piece, I think.
That's pretty
So it's a
good.
good deal. So this is 30 issues. And there's
The whole
also,
run's 30 issues.
Yeah.
Dang.
Are
30
they
issues.
long issues?
They are not long issues. It will take you around 5 minutes to read 1 issue.
That's
Okay.
good.
Like not kidding around.
Like they're 30 issues each, or the whole thing, all 3 of these.
The whole run is 30 issues.
Hmm.
Yep.
This doesn't look like it if they're only
Yeah.
5 minutes.
So each book is only 10 issues. And there's a lot of, you see right here where it's
yeah.
it's black right there. That's all of the extra material.
Mm.
Okay.
So that's all you get with comics.
Yeah, they did the same thing with like Invincible and stuff.
Yeah.
So what's it about?
So it's about this small town in Oregon named Buckaroo, and they have this thing where there have been 16 serial killers that were born in Buckaroo.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
So they're called the Buckaroo Butchers. But they
Mhm.
don't kill until they leave the town. So, like, you'll hear about the serial killer, and then turns out they were from Buckaroo. They find that out when they arrest them, you know.
It's like Florida Man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Florida man furiously.
So,
Let you finish that yourself.
there's this, I think he works with the FBI. He is investigating the town.
Trying to find out why serial killers are
Yeah,
coming.
why
from
so
there.
many of these serial killers have come from this small town.
Yeah.
Abusive, drunkard dads.
This actually has nothing to do with that.
Really?
Really.
Surprising.
Demons.
No.
Darn, that was a good guess.
You won't guess. I don't think.
Is it aliens?
No, it's not aliens. That was
Government
really
testing?
lame. No.
Ghost.
Okay.
There's a version of the Spectre like thing, but it inhabits people only to murder people.
They show him, and then there's this guy named Finch, and he is like a army interrogator.
Mm-hmm.
And he, at the beginning of the story, it showed he had just killed like I don't remember if it was a child rapist or something like that. He killed the guy while he was interrogating him.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of lost control, and now he'll be put on trial for it, and they've taken his badge. But he's not supposed to be going anywhere, like, especially not to Buckaroo. But
Right.
he ends up there because his friend calls him and says, "Hey, I need your help." He was actually about to shoot himself because he just had enough of everything. But then his friend called him at the exact moment and kind of saved his life.
Oh, I better get that.
So he goes there, and when he gets there, his friend is gone. He's nowhere to be found. So
Okay.
something happened to him.
Right.
And then he teams up with Sheriff Crane, the local sheriff. And the newest butcher is called the Nail Biter.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Warren. I don't remember his full name. Something Warren. Anyway, you'll just get into like who he is and where he came from, and like who has ties with him in the town, and basically this whole serial killer thing is like a huge conspiracy. There's a lot of twists. I liked most of the story a lot, and then the ending had a twist that I didn't really care for, but it was exactly what the writer was going for, so I respect it. But at the same time, I think he was really building something here, and then he just kind of made it into a cheap horror movie,
Gotcha.
So
He was.
So overall, what's your overall opinion on it?
overall, I really liked it a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I don't regret reading it.
Yeah.
It's,
I like when you read original stuff.
yeah,
like
it's
that.
nice to read
Yeah.
original stuff.
Until it goes off the deep end, like Manifest Destiny.
Stuff that you can't predict.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
it's not like, oh, they won't let him do that.
Exactly.
He
It's
can
not
do
like
whatever
Superman
he wants.
Yeah.
It's his
Batman
book.
story. Yeah.
So.
Full creative ability.
I do have a gripe about the editing team of this book. There were numerous grammatical and spelling errors,
Really?
which
Was it on purpose, like
No.
for the characters,
No.
or
Do you remember one you could
just
show us?
typos.
Because we haven't even seen artwork or anything.
Oh, yeah, I'll show you some artwork.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Show us a typo.
The art was good. There were some points where I think the artist was not on board with the writer.
I'm a big fan.
This kind of reminds me of the idea. Hey, he's reading Powers.
Oh, so apparently Brian Michael Bendis is in this book, like as a character.
Does he get killed?
No.
Is he
Darn.
nail biter?
No. He's not anybody. He's just Brian Michael Bendis.
It's like, oh, Brian Michael Bendis. You're in Buckaroo.
So in the story, he is
Grant Morrison's in it as the devil himself.
Shut up.
he
Tanner.
is writing a comic about the
You
town
like that Superman he did.
in the story.
Yeah, you did.
So it's like Inception.
That's cool. I like it.
Storyception.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it is good. But like Volume 3 alone, I could count like 6 or 7 at least
Really?
errors.
Probably a rush job.
It's just really unprofessional, I think.
It was probably just something they had to rush through.
Especially on the final edition, you'd think they would go back and try to fix things like that. I blame the editor, who I will not name.
Can you whisper? Is it the Nazi?
It's the letterer's fault. The letterer is the one that did it. But like, the editor should have
Who's the editor?
caught it. I feel like Rob Levin is the editor and John J. Hill is the letterer. So, John Hill, poor job, sir. I'm sorry. But
Just calling him out. I'm kidding.
I really like the series. It's It's really nice to have in the hardcovers like this.
Right.
And the art was really good. And I like the way Joshua Williamson tells the story. So
That's good.
Yeah.
I look forward to reading some more of his stuff. And I'm glad that was the first thing I ever read by him. That was cool. To read some of his original stuff. So
All right.
that's all I got.
Tanner.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, didn't read anything this month, but I did go see one X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Mm.
And let me tell you,
Tell
the
him.
Dark Phoenix is not terrible. I said it.
It's not.
It's not awful.
These two have seen it. I have not.
You're not gonna have gripes about it. Now there is one
What
scene,
X-Men movies have you seen?
Me?
Yeah.
but for X-Men movies, it's
Not
on
many.
par with
Okay, I couldn't tell
about
you.
all the
It
other
doesn't-
ones. I liked it better than Apocalypse.
Fair
I
enough.
didn't like Apocalypse, but
I don't remember enough about Apocalypse to have an opinion.
I mean, as far as the Fox X-Men movies go, Logan's still the best one,
Duh.
easily, hands down. Then it's probably Days of Future Past.
Yeah, okay.
Then probably X2, and then
I really like the Wolverine a lot.
Wolverine was good. I give you that.
It's a top-notch movie
Yep,
for me.
I agree. That whole Logan series was good.
I like the Japan story and all
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
it was awesome. He kind of messed up at the end where they fought a giant robot, but
Yeah,
it was still cool.
Yeah. I like the
I mean, there's
story
not
of
that
it,
many
though.
Wolverine villains, so who else were they going to
Yeah.
use?
I really like how it took place in World War II. That was
Exactly,
cool.
that was cool.
At
I
the
liked it.
beginning, at least.
Yeah, I really liked it. But as far as Dark Phoenix goes, there's this one scene I have a gripe with.
Okay.
Just one scene. And I'm going to spoil it for Wyatt, just
Okay,
because it's
so,
funny.
Spoilers. Sorry.
Spoilers for Dark Phoenix. It's
Skip
really
like
not
5
that
minutes
bad.
ahead if
it's
you don't
it's
want
not
spoiler.
bad.
I don't care.
I'll hold up a finger.
It is Dark Phoenix.
When I
so-
put my finger down, that's when spoilers stop.
Okay.
Okay, so
For
anyways,
audio listeners,
Sorry,
are kind of
audio
screwed.
listeners.
audio listeners, keep clicking 30 seconds until you hear me say spoilers over. Okay, so anyways, there's this scene, and Jean Grey, you know, she's got the Phoenix in her and everything. She
No,
does this
don't.
thing where Xavier's telling her, "Hey, you can do anything. You can stop being the Phoenix. You can stop being the Phoenix. You just put your mind to it, right?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, well then you walk."
Oh yeah, that scene was messed up.
So
That was
Xavier,
messed up.
Xavier's like, "Gene,
Oh,
I
gosh.
can't walk. I'm a handicapped man." To which Jean Grey says, "Stand." And he stands up, and then she crushes his chair and makes this poor man walk.
Up a flight of
Now,
stairs.
now wait. You're thinking, this is awful. Why would she do this to this poor man?
Poor Professor.
But
X.
then,
Oh man.
this scene, let me tell you, Wyatt, this one scene lasts for 5 minutes.
of him trying to
5
walk around.
full minutes of Professor Xavier going, "Gene, help me, Gene!" And his feet are like crumpling, and he's walking up steps.
It's kind of like he has cerebral palsy.
yeah,
Like
but it's just really depressing. But it lasts so long
Like
that I
his
busted
legs-
out laughing.
his
I,
legs-
busted out.
I couldn't do it
it
anymore
was messed up. Like,
because
his
it
feet-
lasted so long.
His feet were bent at the ankles. Like
Yeah.
it was really weird.
Ugh.
I'm surprised he even did it. Like
Yeah.
that was a well acted scene.
Okay.
It was a well-acted scene. Lasted way too long. Let me tell you, if she would have like brought him up, had him walk maybe 2 feet and fall,
Yeah.
and she'd be like, "There's my point."
thought-
But she made him rise up, walk to the
I get
stairs, walk all the way up the
I
stairs.
get that, but I feel like she should have like made him walk more, like not. You know what I mean? Like make it look like he's actually walking like a person, not like
Like
what
straighten
he did.
his legs and stuff?
Yes.
That would have been kind of cool, but also
Like
5
make
minutes
him
of
walk
Xavier
and make it kind
walking.
of slow, but like not make him look like this.
yeah, like Pinocchio. Don't make him look like Pinocchio going up the stairs while he screams,
Wyatt,
"Gene,
that was terrible.
Gene, stop! Gene, help
was
me,
so sad.
Gene!" He screams that the entire time.
I can't get over Tanner's side. It was so long, I just had to start laughing.
Like, eventually, I'm just like,
This poor
"Alright."
tortured soul.
Well, at one point, you're like,
What
this
is your damage, Tanner?
At one point, Wyatt, it's so bad that you have to giggle.
Did
was
you
messed
laugh?
up.
Did you
But
laugh?
anyway.
I didn't laugh.
See,
I was shocked.
You're a good human being.
But
Tanner,
anyways.
you're a piece of shit.
It's okay. Other people will probably
Did you
watch
get any,
the same thing and do that.
Did you get any reactions? Did anyone else in the theater laugh, or was it just you?
This is Dark Phoenix. Wyatt. Me and Riley were mainly the only people in the theater.
True. I had
Well,
no
spoilers over,
listen.
though.
I had no idea Dark Phoenix was even a thing until you guys told me. Yeah, we went and saw Dark Phoenix, and I was like, "What the heck was that?" Poorly marketed. I will
well,
tell you.
Let me tell you this, Wyatt. This movie was made over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just now put this movie out
Why didn't they market it any good?
because Disney owns it now.
Oh. Oof.
Yeah, it was a bomb. It was a bomb at the box office. Let me
I
say.
feel like Disney didn't want it to succeed because,
Probably.
like,
Yeah, they're just gonna
they're
reboot
gonna,
it anyways.
They're gonna reboot it.
Just
Yeah.
like Fox with Firefly.
So, anyways, what else I read this month? I read Spider-Man Life Story. Y'all did as well.
Yep.
So let's discuss that.
I will say about Dark Phoenix, it's a good movie.
It is.
It's quality production.
is.
They spent a lot of money on it.
So the
Very
effects are
much
top
so.
notch.
And if you've been watching the X-Men movies, just watch it. Don't just boycott this one.
I also would just like to say this is going to be a first for the ChimiComicsCast. I have to use the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
So while y'all are discussing Life Story, I will return. I gotta use the bathroom.
Dark Berry,
though.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, gladly. Good thing I didn't drink any.
ahead and discuss.
All right, so we've got Spider-Man Life Story number
Time for
4.
classic read and tell series with Riley and Wyatt.
You're right. Number 4.
We don't
the
need
90s.
this.
You done making noises over there?
Yeah. I was like, we don't need this, and I pushed the chair a little bit. Joking.
Life Story.
Life story.
Number 4.
Number 4.
The 90s.
The place you know, and I barely know.
Again, written by Chip Zdarsky, drawn by Mark Bagley, the legend,
Yep. The artwork was great.
as always.
And boy, does it have an opener.
Oh yeah,
We have
it
real-
opens up with really old Doc
Really
Ock.
old Doc Ock.
So he's just wreaking havoc, trying to get the attention of Ben Reilly.
Yep. Who is the clone.
It was the end of last issue, right?
Yep.
Where he took off with the Gwen clone.
No, I think that was... Last issue had the Venom suit in it.
Was that in the 70s?
That was in the 70s.
What happened in the 80s?
The Venom suit. And Peter
Right.
was like... Mary Jane left at the end. MJ
Oh,
left
yeah.
because Peter wouldn't get rid of May.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're divorced in this issue,
Because Spider-Man can't be married.
and apparently Peter is the head of a multi-million.
Yeah, he was
corporation.
last issue too. Like he had that all
in the
done.
80s. He was.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
and it opens up. He's talking to Tony Stark. Tony Stark wants to do a
Wants
merger.
to buy him out.
Yeah. And Peter says, "All right, on one condition: stop making weapons." And Tony's like, "My weapons have saved hundreds of lives. I stopped the Russian war. What have you done? You make phones."
And adhesives.
And adhesives, yeah. And Peter's like, yes, but what about all those dictators and warlords who got into your guns and missiles? How many lives have they ruined? I'm a hero. And Peter says, get out of my office or Iron Man will be looking for a new job, your bodyguard.
And apparently Peter has a little friends with benefits thing with Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
So
Who is Jessica Jones?
You ever watched Jessica Jones?
he doesn't watch the shows.
No, tell me who she is. Just
She's
quickly.
like a detective who has like super strength.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's the best way to describe it. She's a private.
I bet she's on top.
Yes.
In the show, she has sex with Luke Cage and they break the bed.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Have a
Yeah.
nice day.
It's kind of like Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. Both powerful.
Anyway, back to more appropriate things.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man responds to Doc Ock, and then Doc Ock gasses him, kidnaps him, and Harry is helping him because he threatened his family. So
Yes.
they've got Peter and Ben strapped down in those little tables facing each other, and they're going to find out who the clone is. And Doc Ock says, "Oh, Peter's the clone." The real one is Ben.
And Ben gets super pissed off. But not at
You
Peter.
stole my life!
There's also a Stan soapbox.
Mm-hmm. Did you read that?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
they've been putting that in all the comics lately. So
Ben tries to he does beat the crap out of Doc Ock.
yeah,
And Ock is like, I can end this. And he like throws out his tentacle. And Ben dodges, but Peter doesn't.
Harry jumps
Harry
in the way
jumps
and
and
saves
takes
Peter.
it.
So Harry dies. So Harry effing died.
Yeah. And his last words like, Pete, you're my best.
So now
And that's sad.
Peter finds out that he's the clone, he gives his company and pretty much his whole life to Ben.
What happened to Clone Gwen?
I don't know. They don't really say anything. So, you got me.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go live with her, but nope. We'll get to that.
We also get to see the Scarlet Spider mask in this issue. That was cool.
Because that's apparently what Ben has been doing.
Yep.
Because
As
he
he
has
should.
he
And
has
he's
that
wearing
Well,
a
he's
blue
wearing
hoodie.
the blue
Yeah.
hoodie. That's what I
Yeah.
figured.
he has that infernal sense of responsibility.
Oh, that infernal. So Peter has apparently been keeping tabs on Norman Osborn.
Who is now old.
Really old. He has
And
white
he's-
hair.
And he's playing a madman to keep
You
people
know,
off him.
with the drawing of the hair, have you ever understood what they were going for
Yeah, it
in
looks
a
like
realistic
it
way?
looks like the Goblin mask.
I've never understood him and Harry's hair.
No.
I don't
It's
get
hard to
it.
replicate.
It's really weird.
They
They didn't even
don't know
try
how
in
to
Spider-Man
decide
3.
to explain it.
Like, what was Steve Ditko going for?
I think it's supposed to look like the classic Goblin
When he designed this.
costume. Like, you know
don't
how his
know.
mask has those like wrinkles up on top and the purple?
No, like, I mean the original Norman Osborn design.
I have no
Oh,
idea.
the original. Not this one?
It's the same.
Oh.
It's just different colors.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just
But,
telling
like,
you what I
when they
think.
wrote him, he wasn't, like,
He wasn't the Green Goblin?
immediately the Green Goblin.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
did they have plans for it? I didn't know.
I have no idea. They didn't really plan out that much.
Hmm.
I don't get it.
I think they just gave him hair to make him look more iconic. Just to make that
Probably.
certain for the character.
Yeah.
I guess.
Anyway, so Pete visits him, and he's like, all right, I know you told Otto who I was, who Spider-Man was. I know you gave him all the technology to do all this, like to scan us, and I know you could predetermine the results yourself and make it look like I was the clone. Because I know I'm not the clone. I ran my test, so... But he was just giving up the Spider-Man mantle and the company because he
Not
has
gonna
plans of his
lie.
own.
He kind of threw Ben Reilly under the bus.
By giving him a company?
He gave him a company that was going to be under a hostile takeover.
Well, it was, but then...
He can handle it.
Yeah. And
And-
even Harry was kind of bummed out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not Harry. Norman was
He basically
out.
said, here's all my problems. You're the
But think
real
about it.
Peter Parker.
But think about it. Ben is the single Peter,
This is true.
so he can take care of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any dependents.
It's right. You're right.
He doesn't have Aunt May. Doesn't
Yep.
have a Mary Jane.
Yeah.
He can
Well, he has a
handle that.
Gwen, maybe, somewhere. Or she just left
But now
him.
he thinks he's the real Peter Parker.
Yeah.
He was never told that he was the fake one.
Mm-hmm.
So what's to say that he's not going to be like calling Mary Jane? Hey, Mary Jane, I wasn't that guy the whole time. That's why that guy was an asshole to you. I'm the real Peter Parker.
I don't know. I
Well-
feel like he would let him stay with Mary Jane anyway.
He would.
but
Yeah.
Probably.
He wouldn't.
With
Plus,
great power comes letting your clone bang your wife.
maybe he'll meet up with the Black Cat.
And I will say,
Maybe.
Black Cat is hotter than Mary Jane.
Well,
That's how
depends.
she is.
If you had a girlfriend, would you let your clone bang her?
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. Could you watch yourself bang your girlfriend?
No, because I'm not a cuck.
That is ultimate cuck.
Yeah, that's
You're
ultimate
right.
cuck.
You're right, but it is you though. It is you.
No, it's
it would be
not.
like
No.
watching yourself.
No, it's not. It's not.
still getting cut.
It's you, but not you.
not the same thing. Let's stop talking
Yeah.
about this.
Would you?
I don't know.
I
Anyway,
would.
Norman tries to kill Peter with his
Right,
glider.
Riley.
Going for the team. You know?
Riley wants to kill us.
Tries to kill him with his glider, and
Take it,
Peter
take it.
just catches it and crushes it in his hands, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like that scene.
Mm-hmm. And then he flies out.
And then Norman freaking dies of a heart attack, which, you know, he was getting there anyway. And then Peter goes off to Portland to see his wife and kids, or ex-wife, I guess.
Yeah, and the kids are happy to see him.
And she lets him in the house, and apparently they're back together. That's the
And
last page we get.
The next issue will be
Or
the
are they?
2000s.
Does he come in the house?
Does he come in the house?
Yes, he's in the house. He walks the
Does
kids in the house.
does he come in the house?
Does he come in the house?
And there is another man.
No. Mary Jane
It's
wouldn't
Norman
do that.
Osborn.
No,
It's
it's not.
Norman Osborn.
No, on the real though.
Those children are his.
On the real. Shut up, Tanner.
And
I
they're
hate
gonna
that
be
story.
evil in the next story and seek his
And
death.
they're aging rapidly. They're gonna die.
Yeah.
You have to save them. No. Worst story
I
ever.
can't wait for the next issue.
What is it called?
Where
Since
Spider-Man
Past?
infects-
Do not ever read Spider-Man Since Past. Don't. If you
Can't
have,
believe Mary Jane would just take him back after being infected by his radioactive semen.
if you have the new JMS Omnibus,
That's a real thing. Wyatt.
if you have the new Omnibus, you can skip the last story. You can, and you should. You
He
should
was
skip
at that Heroes Con that y'all were at, wasn't he?
who?
J. Michael Straczynski.
No. The only one was
Are you sure?
the one who drew
Yes.
the rabbit story. What was
If
his
he
name?
was there, I would have went to see him.
I
J.M. De Mateus was there.
I swear I looked at the list of people who were there and I saw his name.
Well, the
J.M.
list
DeMatteis.
changed.
Maybe that was it.
That's who was there.
I
He wrote
swore it was
Craven's Last
Straczynski
Hunt,
for some reason. I don't know.
and I couldn't take my Craven's Last Hunt book there
'Cause
because
Robert
Robert
lost
left
it.
it in Chapel Hill. Good Robert.
And Robert didn't even hang out with us on the.
I know. He's like, oh, I'm getting lunch.
He said, He said, I'm gonna go do my own thing, and he like walked off and went and.
He
did-
looked at Pokemon cards
Yeah.
and then went up and got some lunch. I was like, okay, whatever.
Sounds like a good time
So
to
I
me.
went to meet Stan
Thanks-
Sakai.
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming, Robert.
That was cool. Yeah, so that's Life Story.
Still really good.
Yeah,
I am really enjoying these.
Yeah, me too.
they're good.
Me too.
As am I. Well,
And
I
it-
think
and
that's
it
the
has-
best. We're not done yet, Wyatt.
Yeah, just
We haven't even got to
hold
the
it.
topic of the show yet, Wyatt. My gosh.
that was the topic.
No,
wasn't
it ain't.
Then what's
It's
the
not.
topic?
No. You know what's this week? Well, you know what's next
News
weekend?
to me.
News to me too.
Next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend.
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Next. Oh, Spider-Man.
Hell yeah, it is.
Far
What
From
are
Home.
y'all's expectations for Spider-Man Far From Home? What do you want out of it? What are you looking forward to? What do you think's gonna happen? I want to know.
Mysterio turns bad.
I think
that's a fair
that's
assessment.
a fair assessment.
Do you think the multiverse thing's real?
Sure.
You think so? You
Sure.
think he's not lying about that?
No.
So you do think he's from a different world?
Sure.
I don't.
I'm down.
I think he's lying about it.
Why would he lie about it though?
Why not?
Well, Quentin Beck has no reputation of being a bad guy, so what does he have to lose? I don't get that.
I mean, like, he's lying about everything. He said, told everybody he's a hero from another world.
But like, he could still be a hero in this world.
That's true. I mean, he could be a bad guy in the other world, then he comes to this world and he tries to be a hero.
That's what I think.
That's what
is
you think's gonna happen?
Yes.
Okay. I understand.
I want to see more of, and they did a little bit in the trailer, more of Peter dealing with Tony's death, and
That's gonna-
that whole theme of
That's going to be the whole
thing.
thing of the movie.
Most of it, yeah.
Yeah, the whole theme of a new Iron Man, and if Peter's gonna step up,
There'll be a lot of fallout from Endgame in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
What kind?
because
I
this
think
is the first movie since
they're,
Endgame.
they're definitely setting up Peter to be the focal point of the MCU now.
Yeah,
Instead
And
of
I am so down.
instead of Tony Stark. I think that's the
That's a
most
good
logical
idea.
person
Yeah.
you're going to go with. Are y'all excited for Avengers movies now?
Yeah.
It's going to be different.
I'm curious
I'm-
to see what they will do.
I'm happy
it's
'cause I
gonna
like
be really
all the new
different without
characters.
Captain America and Tony. I mean, without Steve Rogers and Tony.
but with all the MCU
And Black
movies, I like
Yeah.
all Rip Black Widow.
We're still getting an origin movie for her, so she's not really gone.
Yeah. But I like all the new characters that they've added to the roster in the MCU
Mhm.
and the new ones stepping up to fill the Avengers roles. So I'm still excited for Avengers
I'm
movies.
also excited to see Captain Marvel actually being fleshed out as a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Endgame was... Her
Oh,
and
yeah.
Endgame was...
But
yeah.
her own movie was good. Like, she got a lot more, personality and stuff in that movie than Endgame.
Then, because you
Question.
didn't have me.
Do you think that this movie will set up Sinister Six?
maybe I'm guessing
I'm thinking it will.
after credit scene. I saw. Listen,
Well, we've already got a bunch of villains that can be in it now.
I saw a meme. It was if they keep going with the naming conventions for Spider-Man movies. We had Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home. I want the next movie to be Spider-Man Home Alone, and it's Peter at the Avengers headquarters fighting off the Sinister Six.
No, I don't want Home Alone.
With a
I don't
bunch of
like that.
web-based
I don't like that.
They're all in space fighting with the Guardians, and he's at home fighting
the Sinister Six. Yeah. Spider-Man Home Alone.
It would be cool. But, like, you know, we got...
I was really joking.
who's that?
Don't
We
take
got
it
Michael
seriously.
Keaton as Vulture.
Mhm.
We've got Shocker.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Someone was asking me this at the con the other day. I don't remember who was he talking to in the last scene in the prison. You remember he's locked up and somebody's talking to him in his cell.
Mhm.
And I can't remember what villain that
Wasn't
was.
it Shocker?
Was it?
No, it was Scorpion.
The Scorpion.
Scorpion.
Okay, cool.
So it was
We got
Scorpion,
Vulture, and
Shocker,
Scorpion,
and Vulture.
and the Shocker.
Well,
You don't
it's 6
like the
people,
Shocker?
so... Now we've got Mysterio, so there's 4. So we just need 2. Think the Chameleon's in it?
I think it's kind of soon to put the Sinister Six in.
I think we'll get... I want Chameleon.
You do?
I think it would be cool to have him with Quentin Beck, both being guys disguised.
Yeah, but like I would just want the both of them, not
True.
have them on the Six.
True. But
'Cause
also,
you need Doc Ock and Green
yes,
Goblin.
I mean, there's going to be one big villain in the Sinister Six, and it's either going to be Ock or Goblin.
I just don't know if they're going to because of like the iconic Goblin and Doc Ock we had
Yeah.
Yeah.
over a decade ago. It's hard to follow that.
Yeah.
They're really
They
good.
will, but I like the Ock in the Spider-Man game.
And I want them
Spoilers
for
for
crying
Spider-Man.
out loud to get J.K. Simmons back
I hope they do.
as Jonah.
I'll be very happy if they do.
That would be the best.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
That'll be good.
And
Can we-
Disney just buy Sony so we can get Venom in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, Venom.
I'm down for
Kevin
Tom
Feige's.
Hardy.
Kevin Feige already said he was like, yeah, they'll probably interact at some point.
Oh sweet.
Yeah, Feige was like, yeah, Venom and them will interact at some point.
2-part crossover: Venom 2 and Spider-Man 3.
I mean, it could still be Sinister Six. Just put Carnage in there,
Yeah.
and then have Venom help Spider-Man.
I don't see Carnage playing well with others though.
I don't either, but it still would be cool.
Just based off the name alone.
It would be cool. I'm hoping we get some more minor villains in it,
Yeah.
even if they're not big. I want Kingpin.
Yeah.
Kingpin be awesome.
Just like
Don't make him like he was in Spider-Verse.
God.
I just want someone
Whoa,
who's like
absolute
a small
unit.
villain.
the
who he
Shocker.
Who he can like arrest at the start, like he did in Homecoming.
Oh, so like the Boomerang or
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I almost just said Captain Boomerang, who's a
Who's
DC
the
character.
shoot? Who's the one that's in the Spider-Man game? Girl who does like all the stuff for social media followers. I can't think of her name.
which game?
Spider-Man PS4.
The new one?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't got to that yet.
Okay, I don't know what her name is, but
You really need to get over.
she's good. I would just like some small villains, even if it's like Kraven the Hunter or something.
Craven would be awesome.
Yeah.
Kraven would be awesome, especially now that he's far from home.
Really Far From Home should be the third one. Then he goes to
Spider-Man
Africa.
Down Under.
Oh.
Spider-Man, home of the
Can you hear
Kangaroos.
that thunder? Yeah, it would be awesome. But I'm super excited. It's got an amazing reviews. It's got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
As it should.
So I'm excited.
MCU
I think
movies.
that's kinda
These
low.
are the best Spider-Man movies review-wise.
Are we all gonna go see it together?
I won't be. I will
When-
be in
when
Pigeon
does it
Forge
come
next
out?
weekend.
Darn.
What day?
It's going to be over the 4th.
over the 4th.
Are you doing anything? Because I'm not.
I-
Wait.
I'm gonna be in.
He's going to be in Florida at Disney.
Well, my family's camping.
Yeah, so
So
everyone's going to be busy.
I'll probably go
be
myself then. Or find a girl or a friend.
Do that.
Yeah.
Do it. She'll be your
It's
MJ.
a good date movie.
Think they'll finally commit to her being actual Mary Jane? Or you think they'll just keep referring to her as MJ?
Or her name's not Mary Jane.
So
It's
they're
just
probably
MJ.
just MJ.
Yeah.
I saw that she dyed her hair red, so I assume they're committing fully to that.
Did she?
Yeah, they had an interview with Watch Mojo and Tom Holland, and who's the one who plays his friend?
Ned Leeds.
Yeah, Ned. They like freaked out because it was the girl who does the voice for all the Watch Mojo videos. That's who was interviewing them. They're like, "Could you do it? Could you do it?" She's like, "Welcome to Watch Mojo," and they freaked
that's
out.
awesome. But also, you think they'll ever do anything with Ned Leeds? Because you know that's the Hobgoblin.
No.
They're just using his name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yes.
I dig it. It's all right.
He's just Spider-Man's best friend.
I dig it. It's all right. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
who wants to build my new Lego Death Star?
But yeah, I'm really excited for it. So Wyatt, if you could,
Bring us into the next segment
we're gonna play a game.
of That's Right, blank.
That's
And we're doing a little bit different because I came up with the questions this time. And both of you get out your phones. Do you have them?
Oh, we're getting out phones?
Yes.
That's kind of cheating.
No, it's not.
I have paper.
If you want to do paper, that's better. I was going to have you text me the answers, and we were going to go...
That's
I only
okay.
have one
Yeah.
pencil though.
You
I
only
like
have one
that.
pencil. You can paper. You can. I'll be looking at your screen to make
Okay.
sure.
Go
I've
for
got the questions and answers. The answers are hidden, so if you try to glance over, you
Do you have
cannot see
another
them.
sheet of paper and a pencil?
I
He
have
only
paper,
has
but no
no
pencil.
pencil.
Okay, then I'll just type that.
Okay, just
Sorry.
It's okay.
text them in to me,
You
my,
got it.
my private. So we have 5 questions
Okay.
and
competition.
1 tiebreaker in case of tie.
Yeah, there
And
won't
I'll
be.
probably throw it in anyway. So question 1. Who created the character Batman?
There's 2 possible answers.
In my opinion, there's only one.
There's only one, but there's 2
Okay.
possible answers. I'm just saying.
Question 2. What is the
Oh,
name?
okay.
Question 2, yeah. We're just going right into it, unless
Yeah.
you guys want to discuss more.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Question 2. What is the name of the original question in the DC 52 series?
Okay, that's bullshit.
How is it bullshit?
I haven't read 52.
Well, I hadn't read a lot of other stuff, and you've
I
questioned
gave
me
you
on
basic
it.
questions.
Hold on, I'm trying to think, guys.
Sure.
The original name of the original question?
This is also a kind of shot at Riley because he thought I knew the
Go for
the
it.
writer.
No,
of-
ask me the question again. I didn't hear
Okay.
it.
What is the name of the original question in the DC 52
The question,
series?
the character.
The question, the character.
All right.
Shoot, I don't remember his freaking name.
Nice answer, Tanner.
Thanks. I'll be sure to read that one out when
I don't know.
when we get to it.
Okay, you don't know.
Sure don't.
All right, now here's a callback to the last cast. What is the name of the Warhammer 40k novel series I enjoy?
Don't you enjoy most of them?
No, it's one series that of novels that I've told you. It was the first.
I should have rewatched that
publishing.
video.
I told Riley to.
I didn't.
He didn't either. There's another 40k question on here. That
I mean,
Interesting
I'm technically right.
no. We'll get to that. All right. Question 4. Have you read into anything, or do you want me to move on, or do you want
Yeah,
more
go
time?
ahead, go ahead.
Okay. As part of the Weapon X program, what is the darkest thing Deadpool has ever done?
What?
Oh. Oh. Woo.
What?
And I'm gonna answer question 3 with question 5 here.
Okay.
So whatever you send me is, and whatever's written down there, you can't change it.
Right.
What is the name of the regiment from the Gaunt's Ghost series? Hint, title is the same as the first book in the series I talked about last cast.
You got me.
I'm going to emphasize, title is the same as the first book in the series I talked about last cast.
The First Order.
Tanner just sent a really...
I don't know. Okay.
Okay, we're
I
going to...
cannot think of that guy's name.
Okay, we're going to go down the list. All right. For number 1, who created the character Batman?
Bill Finger.
Wait, what's the 5?
5. You want to know what the answer to 5 is?
No, like what's the
The
bonus
question.
question?
Oh, you didn't answer.
Give
it.
it to us
the,
anyway.
the ultimate tiebreaker.
Yeah, give it that.
What is the name of the planet from the Trader General novel I went into detail with last cast? Hint: Tanner made fun of it. You made fun of this name a lot.
Dude, I
last
make
cast.
fun of everything.
Yeah, that's true. That doesn't help. I don't know.
I'm legit just sending Wyatt answers that are funny.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's go to the answers.
Yeah. Okay.
This is rough.
Number 1. Batman was created by artist Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger.
You got them mixed up.
The
We both
writer,
got
the
that
writer
one, by
was
the
Bob
way.
Kane, and yeah, you wrote Bill Finger. Tanner sent me
Bob Kane.
Bob Kane. So that's a point for both of you.
Good job, Riley.
All right.
You'll beat me this time. I have no
I
idea
saw this
what
one
half
picture.
of them are.
I saw this picture of, you know how they used to only put Bob Kane on everything?
Mhm.
There was a picture of Bob Kane, and his thought bubble was just a literal man dressed like. Actually, it was just a man with a cape.
Yep.
That was it.
That was Batman, yeah.
And then you see Bill Finger's thought bubble, and it's like all the villains
Yep.
and the car and
Yep.
Robin and
Yep.
everything. It's like you don't have Batman without Bill Finger.
This is true.
So
They do a whole documentary about that on Hulu.
yeah,
It's very good. Keep going.
Okay, number 2. What is the name of the original question in the DC 52 series? Charlie Victor Zsasz. Charlie is the what I was.
Charlie
accepted.
what?
Charlie
Damn, I
Victor
thought I'd be close to that
Zsasz.
one.
Yeah, right. Tanner's answer
Victor
was
Zsasz.
Yeah, that was his
Victor
name.
Zsasz is a serial
Yeah,
killer.
that's what I thought.
What are you talking
no.
about?
That's. Do you need me to?
Yes, I need you to.
You want to hear what my answer was?
I remember Charlie.
Charlie Victor's the question. New Earth.
What?
Yeah.
Riley, you want to hear what my answer was?
What?
Fuck you, Wyatt was his
Yeah.
answer.
Fair
That
Okay.
was
enough.
a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
All right, and
That was close.
as for what is the name of the Warhammer 40K series, Riley got that one. Gaunt's Ghost. Tanner's answer was just Warhammer.
I was right.
Okay. Nah.
2-2.
As for number 4, as a part of the Weapon X program, what is the darkest thing Deadpool has ever done? He burned his freaking house down with his parents inside. So he murdered his parents.
Mine was he was the kid's
yeah.
dad in Detective Pikachu, despite the fact he had the same voice as Pikachu.
Fair enough. Give him a point.
Okay, I'll give you that point. Okay. What is the name of the regiment from Gaunt's Ghost? Hint, the title is the same as the first book in the series I talked about last cast. First. And you put the first regiment. It is the first regiment, but it is the 14th first and only regiment.
My guess was Wyatt Squadron.
Do I
Yeah.
get a point?
Riley's
No.
gonna win easily.
I get a half point?
No.
I was right. I was more right than Tanner
I'll
was.
give you a half a point, Riley. You get 0.5 onto yours.
He already beat me. It's
Just
okay.
because-
I don't care.
I had 3.5.
It's okay. All right. So do you guys want the tiebreaker?
Yeah, what's tiebreaker?
Okay.
What was the answer?
The answer was Geryon.
My guess was Shits and Giggles Island.
My guess was blank.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us for That's Right.
You gotta say who the
Riley.
winner is. There you go.
I know what I'm doing.
Good job. Good job. All my segments are doing well.
Okay.
Well, I'm happy to say, Wyatt, you are no longer the man. How many have we played so far? 4? Is that right?
I think we played 5.
4 or 5?
This is our 5th cast.
Yeah.
5. So Wyatt, you are no longer the one who have lost 5 times.
Tanner now joins me.
I now join you with the 1. I'm 1-1 actually.
Yeah.
1-1. Riley,
Riley's a master.
Undefeated.
are you?
I'll sell you at like,
yeah.
at like a game.
Didn't I win
No.
last time?
Against me?
Yes. Or was it a tie?
I don't think I've ever lost.
I'm. Roll back the tape.
This is the first time
Roll
you
back
guys
the
have gone
tape.
against each other.
It would be.
Oh,
'cause
I
he's-
faced you.
He's
Yeah.
never not participated.
Gotcha. You did the
Yeah.
questions last time.
Yes.
I remember. So yes, Riley is undefeated like the Undertaker.
Yeah.
He's just coming.
Riley's really good at
Dong.
just, Riley
Yeah.
just knows so much about comics and stuff.
It's like you think you know the answer,
Yeah.
and then the lights go out and your throat slits.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I know
The
I know
ring's
a
empty,
little.
and then the lights go off, and I'm standing there.
I know Jack about comics. Not gonna lie, like I know a little.
You know
bit.
a lot now.
I know a lot
After
now.
our
I know a
read-through.
lot more now.
I mean, you threw in a 52 question,
I did.
expecting me to know it.
Did you know it before you looked it up?
Yeah, I knew.
His name,
I knew
you
Charlie.
know?
Yeah. Because I love the question and
Why
Renee.
didn't you ask me the second one? Renee Montoya. I would have known.
Because
that.
I knew you would have. That one was too easy.
Fine, fair enough.
Like, who was Elias of Renee Montoya? That too easy. I kind of.
Tanner wouldn't have known it though.
I didn't know anything on that list, honestly.
You knew the first one.
Yeah, but even then I was like, wait a minute.
Okay, so I may have made it a little bit hard.
Well, no, because I watched that documentary like Riley did, and I was thinking, I was like, Bill Finger. I mean, I couldn't think of his name, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna write Bob Kane because I don't know.
It's right.
Yeah, I mean it's right, but
I will say though, I did tell you guys. You guys probably want to rewatch the Warhammer segment.
You did, and I
I told Riley twice.
I thought about it today, and I was like, I could have done that, but then I remembered I had to learn about Warhammer.
Warhammer's great.
And also, was the Gaunt's ghost, was that the one I made fun of and I called it Gout? Or did I make fun of both of them?
You made fun of Gaunt.
Gout ghosts.
You made fun of Gaunt, the character.
I thought so. I called him Gout.
You did.
He's
And
got the gout.
Warhammer's a grim, dark place, so it's a distinct possibility that he
The
did
gout.
have gout. Yeah.
All right, everybody, comment below. Hashtag Tanner wasn't wrong. Hashtag Tanner was Rob. Hashtag Tanner's the one true champ. It's true. Okay. And also, thank you for watching this latest episode of the ChimiComicsCast. We appreciate you all watching. Please subscribe. Give us a little comment below. Do all that you can. Also, a little update. I'm bringing back Chimi Gaming. I have brought it back from the dead.
Have you posted any?
Not yet.
Oh yeah, okay.
I gotta get
It's
that
coming.
intro set up, but
Gotcha.
it's coming.
Sweet.
It's coming. Me and Riley's gonna be doing a little gameplay of Crash Team Racing. We've already recorded that one, so that's good. I've got a little gameplay playthrough of Blood and Truth started. Just got to put intros and cut it down and edit and everything. So those will be out soon. And if you could just give us a little subscribe there, go and give us some love.
I'll link the channel.
Yeah, you can link the channel.
in the
Give us some
description.
love over there if you could. Also, I had a new idea for a new series, so please let me know what you guys think about it. We're thinking about doing a
Oh yeah.
watch-along / in-review series of different superhero franchises. The first franchise that we're going to do is Superman. So we're going for the Christopher Reeve Superman series to also Superman Returns, which I believe is in that Christopher Reeve canon,
Yeah, it is.
but it's got
Yeah. It's in my
what's his
box
name?
set.
Yeah, we've got Brandon Routh as Superman instead of Christopher Reeve, and then we will end it at Man of Steel. I don't think we need to go to Batman vs Superman unless y'all want to.
I didn't really want to go Man of Steel. If you,
I want to go Man of
If
Steel.
you want
He
to-
hates
I want
Henry
Man of Steel to
He
be on
hates
there.
Henry Cavill. so
No, I
I'm
want
not-
Man of Steel to
hate
be
him.
in there.
He's
It's just too gloomy.
he's just not Superman to me.
I want us to go through Superman in review.
Yeah,
that's what we're
because
gonna do.
Batman v Superman, you could underline Batman in that movie
And
three times.
if that's received well, then we'll go and do Batman in review, Spider-Man in review. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. We'll probably do that like bi-weekly basis. Watch one movie a week. We'll discuss where we think it ranks compared to the other Superman movies.
Are we going to do that at
we're
the
gonna
end?
do one movie at a time.
Yeah, one movie at a
Gotcha.
time. One movie at a time. Each video will be like Superman 1985, which is the original Superman.
Gotcha.
Superman, Superman 2, Superman 3, Superman 4, Quest for Peace.
Kill me now.
And then Man of Steel. And then each episode will rank them. So Superman 1, obviously, it's going to stay where it's going to be. But then once we watch Superman 2, we'll rank it Superman 2, Superman 1.
Okay, so we're going to do it
however.
like that. So,
I
like,
think
it'll
it'll be
shift.
fun.
I think it'll be fun.
And
I
I've
think it'll
never
be fun.
seen those movies.
I haven't either.
I haven't
seen Superman
either.
Returns.
None of us have seen them.
I've started Superman Christopher Reeve. I have started it.
Yeah.
You haven't finished it.
I
But
finished
how far into it
Never
are you?
watched them at all.
I might have to rewatch it just to watch the start of it. But I started watching it and then I
Well,
got tired.
we're all
and I had to go sleep.
gonna watch
But-
it. So.
It's interesting. I like it. So we'll be look forward to that, guys.
Give us some
and
comments.
do
about
everything.
that.
Have a friendly comics day. Thank you.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, we're just
And-
all gonna have an outro now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, especially comment. I especially love hearing from you guys.
Me
even
too.
though hey, Riley almost got into an argument about that one dude when
What dude?
when you said about animation.
Oh.
That guy's just got a calling card now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I love to hear from the fans.
I hope that dude is still watching.
Yeah.
Riley, are we still at 69?
I think so. Last time I
hell
checked.
yeah.
Nice.
Cut it quick. Do your outro. Nice.
See you guys. Thanks for watching.